ongavu ay ke kala lami ufika umongameli bakhala ngami manje nezitha seziswana ngathi bebangakholwa ngabanye ukuthola bami kithi bangasihlela la yap ayithola ba jiki jiki bangithole nomtholo wami wenjwala bami umongameli uyisdakwa ngale ngizoba nganamagala ama-case nama-cause afana vele sikhole kulolo daba shibiribiram she ivele ikubuti siphuzi njengapheli sobatelela umongameli yoyo olele bala aqedi bale yami angiphinda umtholo wami wayethetha ngala wethwalo dala ngami endlini bakhala ngami wadala ngami wethwala bami olele bala aqedi bale yami angiphinda umtholo wami wayethetha ngala wethwalo dala ngami endlini bakhala ngami wadala ngami wethwala bami
Malumena ke kopareke sinyana sila tsedi la pisite mola kutouch Malume size wena unthatha Baby le majita kanglata Malumena ke kopareke sinyana sila tsedi la pisite mola kutouch Malume size wena unthatha Baby le majita kanglata ay ay sibane machwaleni Emba kupenga mbeno makwapeni ay jwala ba mapeni mani ay nyindi sibane machwaleni Mbeno makwapeni ay jwala ba mapeni
olele bala aqedi bale yami angiphinda umtholo wami wayethetha ngala wethwalo dala ngami endlini bakhala ngami wadala ngami wethwala bami jwala 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 bami ayimhlolo khuzeli
Etuzeka mani Malumena ke kopareke sinyana sila tsedi la pisite mola kutouch Malume size wena unthatha Baby le majita kanglata Malumena ke kopareke sinyana sila tsedi la pisite mola kutouch Malume size wena unthatha Baby le majita kanglata ay sibane machwaleni Vimba kupenga mbeno makwapeni ay jwala ba mapeni mani ay nyindi sibane machwaleni Vimba kupenga mbeno makwapeni ay jwala ba mapeni
olele bala aqedi bale yami angiphinda umtholo wami wayethetha ngala wethwalo dala ngami endlini bakhala ngami wadala ngami wethwala bami olele bala aqedi bale yami angiphinda umtholo wami wayethetha ngala wethwalo dala ngami endlini bakhala ngami wadala ngami wethwala bami jwala 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 like me to solar. Can't feel your love taking over. On a good day, I be loner. See what you make me discover. Girl, you don't change my persona. The revelation is in order. All the pressure I've been under. Why I call you Ngozi? God don't bless me Ngozi. No deserve this kind loving. The loving way you show me. Private lounging on Paris with expensive room service. No one make me do like this. Girl, I got you, no worries, no worries. They do me wow wow. Scatter my internal. Craving on sala. No killing me kitana. Check a love is a protection in the lala. Every no disala. No killing me kitana. They do me wow wow wow. Scatter my internal. Craving on sala. No killing me kitana. Check a love is a wow protection in the lala. Every no disala. No killing me kitana.
I know you're waiting around hastily to you in my Panamera. Hola, hola. I'm levitating, I feel like to see when you whisper na kupenda. Waiting you put for this your dollar. Got my heart and my soul on love. And I wanna go crazy with you. Through the night till the sun come on. Let's do it all for love. There's nothing for any corporal. I never wanna lose this. To you I belong. This must be love.
They do me wow wow. Scatter my internal. Craving on sala. Killing me kitana. Check a love is wow. Protection in the lala. Every no disala. Killing me kitana. They do me wow wow wow. Scatter my internal. Craving on sala. Killing me kitana. Check a love is a wow. Protection in the lala. Every no disala. Killing me kitana. Everything you do.
All right, guys. Hi, good evening. If you can hear me, drop your favorite emoji in the chat. All right. Okay, so good evening and welcome to class today. I want to remind you to change your names, put it in the correct format for your leaderboard, all right? Today's facilitator is Casey Ubesie, and he's a developer, an ABA developer, and he's going to be taking you on basically your introductory course on GitHub and VS Code, all right? So he's going to be telling you all the things you need, or rather your starter pack for this thing called development, all right? So quickly, I'll hand over to Kene. Kene, please, you can unmute yourself.
Hello, everyone. Hi, good evening.
Okay, can I please give me a moment? I want to mute everybody, so you're going to have to unmute yourself again. All right, please unmute yourself.
Okay, hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Hi. Okay, so please, if you can speak louder, because I don't think people can hear you.
Okay, can loud enough now?
All right, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, well, again, hello and welcome. Good evening. Welcome to your life as a developer. I don't know if you all are developers, but I mean, welcome to development tech. So, like you said, we will get started basically an introductory level, an introductory course of sorts with VS Code and GitHub. So I would share my screen when I get to that point, but I would like to like explain a little bit. so at least you know what modalities you are getting into. You know, to develop, basically you have to write things the computer or the browser can understand and give you things back. So to do that, we'll be using things called an IPC, or basically a software that we can just type our code and our code will reflect. So we're going to be using VS Code. So I don't know how many of you who have already installed. You can barely hear me. Who else can is having issues to hear me? All right, give me a second. Is the audio better now?
Okay, hi, Kenai. Your voice is a bit dim, so I don't think people can really hear you.
I can see that. Do I shout or what? How close my earpiece I have to? Can you hear me properly now?
Maybe try removing the earpiece. Let's see if it works better.
All right. Is it better now?
Hmm. Okay,
Come
yeah,
on, give me
continue
a
like
second.
this. Let's see if it's going to work.
Okay. So okay, since you can all hear me now. Okay, so we're going to get started with how to download VS Code and install VS Code. And then from there, we're going to get to GitHub. So I'm going to share my screen now, and I'll walk us through the various links we're going to use to download these two different let's get to two of them. So, right. Okay, some of you already have VS Code. Or for those who don't already have it, or do you all have VS Code already? For those who don't have it, just assume that some of you don't have it. So I will share my screen and we'll work from there. Right. So to download your VS Code, you head to code.visualstudio.com, or you could just search it the same way I just did. And it's one of the first links that comes out. And depending your on your system, if you're using a Windows computer, please click here. If you're using a Mac or Linux, I want to believe that we are all static and that we're all using Windows. So you click on your Windows and 64, just click here most times, and then your browser will help you choosing what to do. So I won't really go through the entire process of installing VS Code because I already have VS Code. So, but I will send you resources that will still guide you through if you don't already have it. That will guide you through downloading and installing VS Code into your computer. Okay. So essentially, this is what VS Code looks like. It's just a software where you can write your code, and this is where you can write your code, and then with things like that, you will get to a more advanced level. So the next level, the next uh, stage, or the next aspect we're going to address for now, we're still going to go back to VS Code, but just so that everything comes together at the end, we'll address GitHub and what GitHub is really all about. All right. Or before I do that, I'd like to show you something so that it will make more sense. Okay. Um, I'm not really sure I'm supposed to cover this, but I will just so everything makes sense over there. When you're working, getting started with development means you are putting yourself in a position where you are creating solutions or you are building a project. Let's assume I want to build my very first project as a developer, I want to just do something basic so we can use it to learn what GitHub and it is really all about. So first things first is you have to work from a folder. You have to create a folder you're going to work from. So no matter what happens, each project you're working on should have its own folder, a repository of sorts. So I'll come here, I'll create a new folder, and in here I can create the new folder for the actual project I want to work on, and then I select this folder. This is the folder that will be opened up in my VS Code, and this is the folder that I will work from, and this is the folder I will explain from. Uh, okay, so I'll create the first file in index.html. I won't explain what HTML is about yet. I maybe we will later, but for this introductory part, I'll just want to point out a few things. Let's say I just say hello in here, just to have something in here. I want to use this to explain GitHub. GitHub essentially is we all know Instagram, we all know Facebook. So it's sort of a platform where developers can share their code, post their code, work with other developers. So when you post your pictures on things like Instagram or Facebook, you can give anybody at all the link to your Facebook post or to your Instagram post, and they can just go and view it or download it. But then GitHub has the extra feature of giving you the opportunity to access your friend's picture, edit your friend's picture, and suggest that picture back to them and be like, okay, I made you wearing a blue jeans, so now you're wearing green. You can import this into your own picture and have that as part of your picture that you of your initial hosted picture. So to get started with GitHub, you have to go to the GitHub URL, which is github.com. Right? To get to GitHub, we use www.github.com. That's the URL for GitHub. So this is essentially what I was talking about. This is the platform where your codes are hosted, and you can share your code. You can update your code based on a history basis. Talking about it theoretically won't really make a lot of sense, so I'm just going to get through it so you understand what I mean. So after you install your VS Code, the resource I'll send to you will guide you through creating, linking your GitHub account to your VS Code, just like mine is already linked in here. Okay. So from in here, I will create a repository on GitHub, and then I will upload the file to GitHub, and then we'll commit concurrently and see the different stages of what we are doing on GitHub. So for instance, I have a file, I have my repository named lesson one. So I click on source control, and then I click on initialize repository. This tells the gate in your computer that okay, this is a file that you need. Don't worry, we'll get to that. But essentially, we are preparing our file to be hosted or to be put up to GitHub. So for each time you are put, you just explain what this is about. I can just write in a message here, a hello message, or like most people just say, first comment, and then I can commit this. And when I
Okay,
commit,
hi Kenneth, can you hear me?
okay, I can hear you.
Okay, so there are comments about you being a bit too fast and
It's,
not
oh,
audible still. So maybe we'll try putting back the earpiece. I'm so sorry. But let's try putting it back. Let's see if it's going to help the sound.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Is it better now? And then,
Okay, can I? Yes, it's much better now. It's way better than it was before. Go ahead. Can you hear me? Can I please unmute yourself? Okay.
can everyone hear me?
Okay. Much better, please.
Are you sure? Others, can you hear me, please?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. The comment said they can hear you.
All right.
So
I can hear
let's go with this.
Okay. So far, I was explaining. Ah, I was just talking about how GitHub is where you can share your codes as a developer, where you can back up your code even, or where you can have other people work with you on something you are working on at the same time. All right, so I was going to give a practical example, or I am going to give us a practical example of what it looks like to work using GitHub and your VS Code. Okay, so I'll go back to sharing my screen and hi, is it in case you can't hear me anymore, I won't look from the comments. Whenever I'm playing still, I can't see that. So just kindly let me know. So I'll go back to sharing the screen
All right,
and
no problem.
hopefully we'll be able to follow along properly. So I was explaining that from the resources that I will give to you guys, you'll see how to install VS Code and not just install VS Code, how to also link your created GitHub account to save VS Code so that we can get to this phone. Now, the entire thing for this one is let's just say I just put this hello in here, hello one, okay, and I took a source control basically to create a new commit or like to have a commit that will represent that a change has been made. This seems like jargon. I'll just show you practical. It's a second commit, and then I commit this. Now, this entire file here is not on my GitHub yet, so I have to publish it to GitHub. I have to publish it to GitHub, so I click on publish plan, and then you can see here it gives me two options: to publish privately or to publish it publicly. Now, private means that only I, the owner of my GitHub account, can see it. It's like when you change some pictures on your Instagram to private or mostly TikTok anyway, but use Instagram as well. I think you can archive the things that only you can see on your own account. So private repository means that if I put it in private, only I, the owner of this GitHub account, will be able to see it, or people I give permission to. But then public means that anybody at all will be my the URL to my profile and come to my profile and see whatever it is I put up there. So I would advise you're just a front-end developer, you don't, well, depending on the project you're working on, it's always advised to use private repository unless it's a project you want people to see on GitHub properly. So for now, I'm going to use public repository for this, and then it will publish to GitHub. When it's done publishing, it will give a prompt of support, yes, publish on open on GitHub. So if I go back to my GitHub, the last thing I had was this. So if I refresh, the new repository will show up as this lesson one, the one I just updated now from my VS Code. So when I click on this lesson one, which is a repository, a folder of its own, I will see the very first file I have, index.html. And inside index.html, the only thing inside there for now is hello one. Now, the way GitHub works is that I can back up as many times as I want, many times as I want. I can keep working on this. I can move to here and say, okay, I have below one. How about I have below two and three? I will save this. Now, this is a new update to what was already on GitHub, and it lets you know that. So what do I do? Like, as you can see, the M literally stands for this file here that you also have on your GitHub has been modified. You understand? So because I have modified it, I can say, okay, added, added two and three, and then I will commit, and then commit source from my local file on my local system on the Git in my local system. Or then by commit by synchronizing, I send it to the one online, github.com itself. Okay. So now when I come back in here and I refresh, you can see the code is updated below one, below two, and three. But now that is not just the only thing there. If you come back to this point, you will see there's a new commit name added two and three. And if you check here, we have essentially three commits. What this means is that there's a history to the work we have done. So let's say you've been working on something, now you've made a mistake. You can always go back to the very first part or the last time when there was no error. So if I go back to my second commit, I can see how the code was at my second commit. And I can always see how it was at the very first commit. And I can see how it is at the most current one. So that is essentially what this one is all about, giving you a history of the work you're doing as long as you're um committing as at when due. Also giving you an avenue to work with other developers because assuming we have a second person I'm working with that needs to work on the same file. For instance, let's say I don't have any of this. Like I'm a new developer that someone has given this project. I'm supposed to join him and work on it. I'm on a blank new slate. I don't have any access to their code. All I have is that the person has given me the URL to their GitHub. How do I replicate what they have and start working on mine? Okay, this is where you work because you can clone the repository using just the link using the I've copied the link. I'll head to my fresh clean new uh, window and I'll click on clone repository and then I'll provide the link I just copied and then I'll clone from that link. I'll have to do the what's it called? I'll have to do the folder where this project will have to be. We already have the desktop up here. So I can create a new or I can I can still have to get a new one. So I'll just create something new. I can select as the location where the repository will store. So when I select this as the destination, it will clone what we have and open it on our own RDB. And we will probably have the same code the person has. Now I feel like we're going to have a lot of questions, so I'm going to be open to that in a bit. So main things to pick out from there that just GitHub is just a way for now you can start the way you can back up your code and share your code. As we go on, you'll see ways where you can actually use to work with several people, work with other people. And I hope that makes even a little bit more sense. So I don't know, I'm willing to take questions and maybe clarify whenever.
Okay, hi Kenneth.
Hi,
Okay, so people are saying they can't hear you again, so you might need to go
they
over
can't
what
hear.
you just said. Yeah, so before
No, I understand. I understand.
Some people are saying they can't hear you, so maybe just go over it again. Just try to be louder this time so that they'll be able to pick it up.
Uh, o- Okay. Um, I don't know. At this point, might have stopped hearing me, but basically, all I have been highlighting is that GitHub is just an avenue, it's just a place for you to store various versions of the work you are doing and also be able to share it with other people. One of the analogies I use for Git to explain Git and GitHub is imagine you have a book that you write in and someone borrows the book and writes something in a different place and then gives the book back to you. And if you decide that you like what they wrote in support of what you wrote, you can leave your own page in. And if you don't, you can just, say it off. I'm not having it in your own book. So this will be just a means of doing that. So okay. Um, who has the question? So
Hello, sir. Good evening.
good evening.
Yes, so just want to thank you for taking time to explain this thing. But the thing is that the audio is pretty bad, to be honest. There's some sort of a contraction that in the audio that we cannot hear you. There's sometimes when it gets a little bit clear, and then everything just get messed up all over again, and we cannot even like hear what you're saying and how you're trying to explain it. You're also a little bit fast. I'm a beginner, but I mean, if you can, I don't know if you can try to maybe find a way to sort of fix the audio. I think maybe, I don't know, there's something really wrong with the audio, and it's really going to mess up the recording for us who would want to watch it later on to know what's going on. If you can, thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. I understand. I understand. Okay. I really hope that we can all hear me properly now. Um, okay. I will go over this again very slowly and very, very loudly, and hopefully the audio stays stays good enough or stays better. From the start, I was explaining, or I am explaining, VS Code, which is this software here on here, is a software you can use to write code, to build your website, to build your mobile app, to do whatever it is you need to do when it comes to writing code. Okay? But for now, we're not going to write any code. Instead, we're going to use VS Code to demonstrate what GitHub is and how GitHub works. Okay? So, for instance, breaking GitHub down, GitHub is essentially a social platform for programmers. Just a social platform for programmers where you can store your code, where you can share your code, and where you can work on different projects with different people in different places. As really a front-end developer, a developer and a developer, and we're working on a very large project, and we're in different states. We won't be coming to see ourselves just because of a project. Rather, we work on something, or we work using GitHub so that our code will be easily shared, gone through, assessed, assessed, made by the other person. Just fix things, fix forward, fix things, code. Okay, and I said, um, the resources that will be sent to you would detail how you install VS Code because I already have VS Code. But to install VS Code, you already know the URL to go to. I explain how you can just what you call. You can get to code.visualstudio.com and to guide you to downloading VS Code into your system. and the resource will guide you to installing it as well. And then I now went on to talk about GitHub and the website of GitHub being github.com. Okay. Now I said, or GitHub would have to be linked to your VS Code, but I feel like that's not what we're going to be doing right now since mine is already linked. So I also made sure that this particular process as well is in the video I'll be sending across to you all. Now, when your VS Code has already been linked to your GitHub, this is where the actual process of working with GitHub comes in. So to explain all over again, I will start from scratch. I will open a folder, a new folder, because I explained for each work on the project as a developer, it's usually that whatever it is you're building will be built on a new folder. Pretend that any site or any project you want to build is a house, and every house needs to be built on its own land. You buy a land for the house and then you build it. So that's the same thing with projects. You want to do the project, you create a folder for that project and work in that folder. It makes your work more organized and easier to handle. So let's say we create a new folder here. I'll call this in one day. Then I'll select this folder as the folder I'm going to be working from. So the idea is for me to write something here that will also stay displayed in GitHub. So for instance, can I see a text paper? A text paper is just a text file that every mobile phones, computers can give you. So a text file, just a text, something you can write into. Let me just say hello, welcome to Upskill on line 1 to identify that this is in the first line. How do I make sure that this repository, this folder here, is also displayed on my desktop? And how can somebody else read something I just wrote on my own computer on their own end? So I use Git and GitHub to make sure that it's very possible. So the idea is there. Using VS Code, because VS Code makes a lot of it easy. I click on source control and then I initialize. Basically, I prepare it to be sent to GitHub. Now it shows me hello.txt with this green line U, which means on track. It means that okay, you created a Git, a file that it created a Git physically, but this file is on track. It hasn't been committed. It's not part of us yet. Now we know you want to do something, but what you want to do is not really part of us yet. So you need to make it part of us. And how do you do that? By committing the change just made. So I can say hello, or sorry, I'll say first commit. You're able to keep track. And then I'll commit it. Alright. But when I commit it, it doesn't appear on my it doesn't appear on my repositories yet because I haven't asked it to appear there. So now I have to publish this branch. Okay, I have to publish this branch so it can come out on my repositories and then anyone can also access it. So I click on publish branch. I explain how or we have two different repositories. We have a private and a public. So I put it on private, which I do to most projects I work on. Doing things that other people randomly created to can put the private repository. But for the meantime, we're going to put our work on a public repository, which means that anybody can access it, anybody can suggest changes to it. Understand? So I'll choose a public repository. And then when it's published, when you're done publishing, GitHub will show me that okay, successfully published, let's say 1 day. So I'll open it up on my browser. And this is the repository we just created. and this is the file, hello.txt file. Now, what if I need to make more changes for it to reflect here? I'll go back to my code, hello, and see, and then I'll save this. Now, when saving this, a new modification has been made, as this is trying to identify if it is modified hello.txt. The modification is not inside GitHub, so if you want to commit it to GitHub, then I can go and commit, I can go and say second commit, and then I commit it. Now, on committing this, it's only just stored in my computer. Um it's not yet live, it's not yet on GitHub, it's just on my own local device, right? And I decide to synchronize or to push my commit. And when I do this, let me know when it's done. It's basically done now. And if I go back there, you can see that this displays second commit. And you can see here, we have two commits here. The first one that will say hello, level like one, and second hello of our two. So I can show you the history of the TV video. The first one was 3 minutes ago, and if I open it up, we'll see what we had there. Just hello, welcome to Upskill of number one. And if we go to the most recent one, second comment, we'll see hello, welcome to Upskill number one. Then we'll see hello, line two. So this points out that as you work on your projects, you work on your different pages, you are able to have a history of the things you are doing. You know how when we were all little, or when we were all younger, you are drawing something and then you make a mistake, and then there is no, you have to find an eraser to fix or do anything to it. As the same thing with GitHub. The fact that you are committing sequentially, maybe as you are building, you are committing necessarily, gives you a an escape for when there's maybe a non-fixable error that you have. Then let's go back to the last time everything was good and continue working from there. So as you can see, we have the first system, the first commit, we have the second commit. Nothing stops you from continuing, like moving on to just working with the first commit and now okay, the mistake here and done from there. I don't know if that makes any sense so far. And so, and that's how it goes on. You can go on with that, create, and even take your second meeting, goodbye, the TXT, and then I add some random text in there. And then I save this. Now this is on track, okay. So now I also have to commit this. So as I said, when you commit, it's just stored in your local disk. And it's stored on your local disk. So we synchronize the changes. So it's pushed. So it's pushed to the live or the online version or our GitHub. And then when I refresh again in here, we will have two TXT files. The one that has the first commit hello.txt, and then this one that has goodbye the TXT. All right. So now, what if I am just a random person that has been given this particular folder, this repository here? Okay, can you work on parts of this for me, or can you do some work on this repository for me? How do I do that? Now, this is where it gets more interesting, because now anybody can just come, if it's a public repository, click on code, copy, what's it called? Copy the cloning code, the URL for the repository, right? And all they have to do is have their own folder, and they will work from, have their own folder, and say clone type of it. So they want to clone everything I have in mind. They might not even be telling my okay, they want to clone it and then maybe build something else for themselves. Just putting the link on the file they're cloning and enter. Then now I have to keep a folder where what I'm cloning has to be stored in. already have a folder for this. So I'll use a new folder. I'll set my definition. As you can see, just by putting that, I have access to both files, the entire folder, and everything in it. So whatever it is that we committed to that this repository will just be there when I finish. Just like cloning, like the movies you watch. When you clone, you have an exact instance of what you're cloning. So this is just a representation of that on the code level. You clone and then you cannot continue doing your own work and go back to the developer here. Now this is my repository, so you can for this now. So I can just continue working from here. And when I say this is on track, and I can push and commit. Now, as a new person working on this, technically this should be going to a new something called a new branch. We're not going to address all that today, at least to ensure that our objects are properly in sync. But for now, we'll just you can see how now we have a new line 3, and if we commit this again, I think this is the fourth commit. Recording. So let's call it more commit. And then I commit this, I'll push it live. And then when it's done, and I hit back there, when I press, we see this now has a new system, the new name for the committee is more commit. Just push now, and check there. We now have 4 commits, which means we have 4 different things. We have like a history, we have like a brother history, we have things we can go back to, do the mistake, we can go back to the first commit, we can go back to the second commit, and we can go back to the first commit. Basically a history of the work that we've been doing so far, which is commonly called a version history by the work. That is essentially how it is now. So please tell me that you have all been able to hear me so far. And let me know if you have any questions.
Hi, I think a couple of people are still having problem grabbing what you're saying, but like I said, the video is being recorded. What I don't know, however, is if your voice will be as clear on the video, but I'm very sure that they'll be able to get something one way or the other.
All right.
Yeah. But
So
if you
are
can make
there
yourself a bit more audible, it'll help.
okay. Are there any questions whatsoever apart from the ones people who couldn't like particularly hear me? All right. Please go on. Chidima something.
All right, Chidima Samson, you can unmute yourself.
All right. Good evening, Kenny. Thank you, Chizigwe. Thank you so much. So, Kenny, I have a question. I lost you when you were. I couldn't hear you when you were explaining the part for the cloning repository. That's why I lost you. I don't know if you can go over that again.
All right. Oh, you
Yeah.
can hear me.
Thank you.
Can hear me clearly now, right?
Yeah, but not clearly. It's as if your mouth is on your earpiece. Your earpiece.
Uh,
The speaker, right? It's as if your voice is muffled. I have to like strain myself to hear you. Do you get?
Okay, I hope it is very clear. Yeah, but I'll try to make it louder. I'll be speaking louder too.
Okay. Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
all right. Maybe take one more question, one more question, so maybe I can address the two questions together. Um, Abdullahi Umar Ibrahim.
Okay. Kosi
Okay, cool.
Surgical, so you
Yeah.
can unmute yourself and ask. Kosi Surgical. Okay. I don't know. Abdullahi, unmute yourself and ask your question, please. Unmute yourself. We still can't hear you. Please unmute. Abdullahi, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
All right.
Okay, Samuel George, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Okay, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, I
Hi,
can
good
hear you.
evening. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, I even though I couldn't get everything you were saying, but I believe when we go back to it, we'll get more information. So my question here is, each time you have a particular project that you are working on, maybe a particular website that you're building, and for each time you come to work, knowing that you can't finish it up in one at once, like in a one-time process. So if you're coming back to work on that project, you are still going to commit. So for each time you commit and it gets modified, it keeps all the work in your GitHub account. So wouldn't it affect you, collate the whole work that you have done, collecting it? Wouldn't it split the work as it's splitting it for each commit you do? I hope you understand what I mean.
Yes, I understand.
Okay, yes, that's my confusion there. Because for each time you commit, you create something like a new folder or a new something in the repository, whatever. And I'm thinking if it doesn't affect the whole work.
All right. Okay, I'll address the
Thank
first two things. Right now, I'll address the first two. So I'll start from this last one. Let's say I'm working on a project that has me counting from 1 to 100, okay? And then I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then as I'm at 9, the day is almost over. I have to go home, okay? Or I have to close work. I can commit this. So I save it, and then the option to commit to save it. I'll be like, okay, 5 to 9 today, 5 to 9, what's today's date? March, whatever date it is today, March 18. And then I commit it as the work done, and then I synchronize it. Now, note that this project still has not, what's it called? We are still in the folder called lesson 1D. So by the time I come tomorrow and continue from 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, and then I'm done tomorrow, and then I still save the file, and then I make a new commit for March tomorrow, and then 15, because I started 15, and then I commit. Now, it would seem like we have two, well, we do have two versions of this tool, but it is not messy in the sense that on our local system, we have one single file that is just this. But on GitHub, we have the one that has 9th March and then the one on the next day. So the one we did on the day before, everything is stored up until that point. and then the one we did, the next day, the new file now updated up to 15. Now let's say somewhere along the line I made a mistake in the 2011. Now I can always go back. I can go, oh, okay, I made a mistake. I will decide to work from here. Do you understand? I won't really have to keep to the most recent one. It just gives me a history. But each history is complete at the point of when it was, put up in history. So that match in second has everything that you did on that particular day. But then the one on the next day doesn't just have the things of that new day. It also has the things of the day before, like everything that was supposed to be in it when it was backed up. I don't know if that makes sense or answers the question. And then uh coming to talk about what we call cloning a repository. Okay, I also explained that repositories that you can, well, like the name says, clone them, which means that if I have something, you can just replicate it, and have your own version of what I just have, your own instance of it. You carry it to your own computer and start editing it. So I already have something that says 1 to 15. Okay. So let's assume you have access to my repository. So you get here, you click on code, and then there's this copy URL. This is where you copy what you can clone from or what you can clone with. So you click on this, and okay, essentially you're supposed to have like a new fresh, what's it called, a new window that you're working from. We have our window here, and then we need to clone what we already have. Mind you, I had already copied this code. I already copied this URL. So you copy it. Then you come to your VS Code and say clone repository. You click on that. You provide the link you just copied, and then you have it coded. Now, for it to clone, it has to clone into a folder. You can just pour the contents of the new repository all over wherever place you have to like make it organized. So you find a folder that you can store in. So like from the start, I'm working with a folder in a desktop called Upskill. So I create a new folder in here for what I want to put in. And clone. I use this one as clone folder, and then I select the repository destination. I select as the folder that the thing I'm cloning will go into this and store there. So clone, select as my repository destination. So now from this you can see it's cloning, and then it's really don't fill the file is not much. And then you open it up, and just like that you have every single piece of information, every single piece of data that I already had, because now you've cloned your own and then you have yours here. Maybe I've been writing nonsense all this while, so you just come and okay, you don't want 1 to 15, rather you use A, B, C, D, E, F, and the rest. Understand? So you do your own process, and then when you are satisfied or as you want to start your own, you now have a new branch, because now this is you working on your project. So you can now have a new branch of the work you're doing. I mean, if you feel like the work you're doing is better than what I already had, you can now maybe suggest me. There are technical terms for that, but then you can suggest me that, okay, hi, rather than use 1 to 15, I have a better way, A, B, C, D, E, J, that you can use. So this is where you have something called a pull request. So you've done your own part, like what you do is better than what you have in point, or this is part of your job. You're supposed to do this so that we can add it to the main project. Create it, and then create something called a pull request, so that I, who owns the original repository, will now accept and it's not going to the main code. But basically, coding is just about copying the URL, putting on your source control, and just replicating. And then you have the new code yourself. Then maybe when we start working on HTML properly, we'll actually see like real life applications. For now, we're just trying to use text files and random numbers to show what actually is about. Okay. I hope that has cleared the two questions. But if not, you can still address it and properly look at it.
Okay, we have two more questions. Abdullah, you can now unmute yourself.
Okay. Hello. Good evening.
Good
Good evening,
Hi,
evening.
good
everyone.
evening.
Yes, please. And I just joined the meeting. I was not here, so please, can I? Is it getting what was discussed possible? Is getting what was discussed possible? Because I went for something, so I was not around.
Abdullahi, Abdullahi, can you
Hello.
hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Your, the recording for the class will be made available. So if you
Okay.
join late, just continue with the class. We're going to post the recording on Discord. All
Okay.
right.
Thank you. Thank
All right.
you. Yeah.
All right. Coach Research, could please unmute yourself.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
Yes,
you.
go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Please, my
Good evening.
first question is, okay, when you wanted to push
I don't think I can hear you. I can't hear. Can you hear it? Over?
Kosi, we can't hear you
I
again.
noticed you use this expression. Hear me? Hello.
Hello. Okay,
See,
I
we
can
can't
hear you
hear you.
now.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I noticed that you just press the initializing the repository and the thing opens, and I did not see when you like put add like this GitHub add. Like is it that when you do that it's automatically added to the this thing? You just go ahead and commit immediately. No need of
Hello. Okay, I think I got the general gist of.
using that git add.
Okay. Um, I just fully get what you were saying, but I think I got the gist when I heard bit of art. Okay. And for me, well, for instance, due to the nature of our class today, I'm explaining this in the aspect that in a manner that should be more straightforward and easier. Um, what you're referring to is using what we call terminals to commit to add your code file, your whatever document, basically using terminals to do that, using things like GitHub add, GitHub commit commit the name branch and all that. So it seems you already do know this. And at some point I'm going to still take a look at that properly. But one of the easier way or one of the easiest ways to do that. You have your GitHub, you have your VS Code, have them linked, and then your work is straight from your IDE to your GitHub. And using that process, you can do things as much as you can merge, you can create your pull requests, you can create a new branch, you can raise your EP wherever necessary. Does that like clear it up for you? Even I couldn't really hear you, but I hope that that's kind of clears it up for you. Can anyone hear me? Am I just
Yes, we can hear you.
okay? So I hope that answered the question for the last question.
I still have another question. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Okay, you said something about cloning. I want to ask if you clone a repository, can you use that code, like commit it?
Okay. For instance, let's say all this while I have been cloning my own repository. So if I commit, it goes straight into the same branch that I have been working on. But in a situation where I am working on something and you are cloning it, you clone it and start working on it. When you're done working and then you commit and then you say you like to push the work is done. And pushing the work is done, you realize that your work can't get into my repository because the repository is not yours, it is mine. So
Okay,
it will have you do something called forking my repository. Basically create
okay,
new aspect that belongs to you.
okay,
Now, when you now have that new aspect, you can write it and put it on there. But if you feel the need or if the project dictates that what you have should also be in mind, you now call a pull request, which is essentially telling me, okay, hi, Casey, I have modified something here. Take a look at it, and if it matches what you brand what we have, accept and merge it into yours. So I'll take a
okay,
look at it. I will accept it, and then your code and my own code becomes one all over again. So just like they will branch out and come back to become one.
okay. Thank you so much.
No problem. Cool.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. So do you have any other question, or should I still go on?
Okay, you
I'll
can go on. There are no questions right now.
Okay. So since this is an just give me 1 second. All right. So we've covered the whole thing with VS Code, at least setting it up so far, even though you have a resource to do that with your VS Code and your business. Now, what I haven't really mentioned is that in as much as we are talking about GitHub and how GitHub is important and how GitHub does all this, GitHub cannot do these things without something called the Git, like the actual Git. GitHub is just it's just the platform that helps you actually utilize it. So I'll give you a link because for you to properly use the whole GitHub thing from your VS Code, you have to have Git installed in your computer. So the link to install that will be given to you as well. Or you can always download Git and then it will come out here. That'll be like the first that comes out. So based on your system requirements, based on your system, you can install 3264 and then it has a very straightforward installation process. Once you install Git, then the other these things will be in the video of their promise, but it will lead you through installing Git and working with VS Code. So Git is the actual thing behind GitHub. Yes, and when you install Git, it means that now all this work you've been doing that being stored in your Git. Now GitHub is the thing that can reach the Git. Okay, I think someone is talking, but I can't really hear the person. Okay, sorry. So Git is just the thing that GitHub brings to provide you with your different version history and all those whatnot. Okay. So okay. Wait, depending on your system, just click on it, you download and then you install. Or my installing because I already have it installed in my system for now. So I'm going to do some of these. These are the two important things: VS Code, install, download, and install this code. download and install it. All right. But then we are all here because we want to, let's say, let's do something let's say I have a repository I want to clone because, like I said, we've been working on my own repository, so I've been cloning them and then I've just been committing directly to my own. Understand? Now I could easily get other people's on, you understand, work on them and create something called a pull request. But we'll talk about that or we'll handle that in a much better way in our next or in the next section. But for now, I hope we'll be able to hold on to the fact that VS Code is the platform or the software that you can use to write your code to build whatever it is you need to do. And then GitHub is the platform you store your code, you share your code, and you store versions of your code. In essence, a platform that helps you back up your code. That's just like the basic hands up on that. So the entire thing will not be about linking the two of them and working using both of VS Code and your GitHub. I don't know, but we're probably going to end sometime soon. So, are there any more questions before we conclude? Okay. Some George, please go.
All right, Samuel George, please unmute yourself.
Okay. I wanted to know as much as we can commit to our repository, is it possible to delete as well?
Is it possible to delete?
Like clear out the content in our repository.
Okay, good. That's a very good.
Did you get me?
Yes, if you can delete a repository. Is that what you asked? You asked
Yes.
if
Can you delete what you have in your repository? Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay. For instance, there are certain other things you can do from your repository. Okay. So go to the settings so you can see them. For now, this repository is a public repository. Understand? So at some point, I might want to make it private so I can switch to the danger zone, can change the visibility. There are other things you can look forward about it, but we can also delete the repository. Okay, so changing it, I can change it from now it's public,
Okay.
so I can change it to private. And to do that, you just guide, you just use it to a random things to explain what it means by private. And when you do that, you make repository private. Now, if repository is connected or if repository is hosted live, sort of that people can already see your website, that people can see your website being hosted from GitHub, making it private means that nobody can see it anymore because like the word private connotes, it means that we cannot see it, it's private. You can, so you can change the visibility from public to private. And then you can also delete it. Now, deleting is, pretty permanent. So they would want to make sure that it's you being deleted, the deletion basically. So you have to agree that you've read and you understand the text. And then you have to type in the name so that this is not a bot or some sort of random thing doing that. So you delete the repository. And then I've already tried something with this. That's why certain things didn't happen because normally it might even ask you to put in your password to confirm that it's you. Once it's in that, confirm that it's not being done in error. Because that our repository was very small. It could be like a very, very big repository with like the company project, the company website, the company products. And then you just come in, you refresh, and then the API. And that won't be nice. But I hope you get the point. Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Any more questions? All right. If there are no more questions, we are going to end it here. And I apologize for the audio today. So just for the next time, our audio will be like way better. It will be like or wherever it is speaking right to your ears. All right. So I think I'll stop and see now and hand over to you again.
All right. Okay, thank you very much, Kene. So, hi guys. This was very short, but I'm going to I'm going to post the recording for this class on your Discord channel. So please download it, go over it again. All right. So you download your VS Code, download your GitHub, and try your hands on stuff. When we come back tomorrow, if you have questions, be ready to ask them. All right. So when you go over the video, if you have any questions, then you can ask. All right. Thank you very much. It's going to be a wrap from here. See you tomorrow.
Babylon, Babylon. Me a corona, run till I know you. Babylon, Babylon. Me a corona, run till I find them who's scared.
They say make I no go enemies, then set trap. I walk out with the leg like who they sell a truck. Normally I no fear, my body I dey tell you. If Corona boss me, I no still wear mask.
Say you remember when we no feel the chest back. When we see the pushy, I no go to first stack. This is my story, you no go fit left. Cause not the guy matter we go fit to red class. Yeah, yeah. Babylon, Babylon. Me a corona, run till I find them who's scared. No, yo. Babylon, Babylon. Me a corona, run till I find them who's scared.
Stubborn, stubborn, stubborn for you go. Blood that can cool for your face like Okoro. Leader, lion, yes I be idolo. Fight and face my fears, no ojoro. Fire burn Babylon, yes. Man I move like a stallion, yes. Meeting strong, me not tag along, yes. What best at the champion, Victory carry on.
Keep it a shake me, say I no be man pow. I got it setback if I easy my setback. She a book, I get to pick it. Then I stop on pass government when you agree to head us. Yeah, yeah. Babylon, Babylon. Me a corona, run till I know you. Babylon, Babylon. Me a corona, run till I find them who's scared. Me a corona.
collecting my long anaconda. And get you on this strike like thunder. Make a follow you for back like a Honda. And come collecting my long anaconda. You say I'm looking for front of my Honda.
And if I'm leaking now, I'm in military. And I go easy place, it. How many millimeters, man, go run? Fat chop your delicious show. Gentility, oh, share stupidity. Me lick a sweet pastor on my baby, oh. Back it tell me up on my baby, oh. Got the face like a choro, baby, oh. Condition like a roro, baby, oh.
Maybe like if I not baby, oh. Oh, yeah, come make a draw your body, oh. Ibi mo makusi, boya mo madele. Ibi mo makusi, boya mo madele. Ọmọ mo si lówó ṣọmọ Davido. Èmi Galado, I go on town, no. In case you want enjoyment, gallo. Your body bad, though. In case you go this like thunder, make I follow you for bad like Honda.
And this your milky for front of my own now. Come collect my long anaconda.
In case you go this like thunder, make I follow you for bad like Honda. And this your milky for front of my Honda. Come collect my long anaconda.
And if you're milky now, I'm in military. I no go use your place to get it.
How many millimeters, man, go round for a shot your cliche?
Gentility, oh, share stupidity. Me look at sweet fast over my baby, oh. Make you tell me who born my baby, oh.
Got the face like a choro, baby, oh. Condition like a roro, baby, oh.
Girl, it be like you find out baby, oh. Oh, yeah, come make a draw your body, oh.